So there's a bit of a difference in how professional photographers focus compared to amateur photographers. I want to talk you through this, show you it. You may have seen the recent video showing you my new kit and how we shoot this sort of thing, but we shot it from top down. It was a top-down flat lay, everything in focus. Now, normally you focus your camera front and backwards. You twist your lens to get closer or further away. It works really well shooting completely straight on and completely flat. But if you're coming in at 45 degrees like this, assume we want to get the whole shot in focus because we're advertising photographers here, we're commercial photographers. They want to see the product. We have a couple of options. Now, the one which most of you will be thinking of is, well, we'll stop the lens down, f22, f32, f64. But from this distance here, it's impossible. So the next option is focus stacking. We can take frames at increments to get the whole thing in focus. And for this, it would work, but there's two things. One is that focus stacking has a look. There's no fall off of focus, and because of that, when you sharpen it, everything gets sharpened and it looks focus stacked. That can be a good thing if that's what you're going for, but also not always. The other thing is, say there was a moving element within this, a drink, a splash, whatever, we couldn't focus stack because you can't stack motion. You can only stack things that are standing still. So what we're going to do here using the Cambo Actus MV is deploy the Schimflug principle, which I pronounce wrong every time, but you can correct me in the comments. I know you love to. I know you love to. So let's first of all get a frame of this shot. I've got everything set up. We're in Capture One. Let's get live view going. Let's turn the camera on. There we go. So the first thing we're going to do is focus right at the beginning because they want to see the word roses, crispy sharp, all the way through the frame. We're at f16, 100th of a second, 125th of a second, 100 ISO. There we go. We're in focus now at the bottom. Oh, I need to turn that off first. Let's grab a frame of that. So as this comes through into the computer, we're going to have a quick look. There we go. So we're nice and sharp here, but we're not sharp all the way back here. And they want it all in focus. Now you might be thinking, well, Scott, let's use a bit of hyperfocal here and a bit of common sense. Let's focus in the middle and let's get it half and half. So let's try that next. There we go. So got this nicely focused in the middle. And here we have focused in the middle. And again, even at f16, I've slightly missed the middle. We're a bit here, we're a little bit there, but we're still gone at the edges. So here's what we're going to do. This is how we use the Schimflug principle. First thing is, we're going to choose the area closest to us that we want in focus. So we can go all the way to the bottom of the frame and get that nice and crispy sharp. Okay, once we've got that in exactly how we want it, we come back out again. And now we're going to zoom in to the far end. Oh, we didn't quite get there, did we? Now to focus at the far end, what we're going to do is tilt this part of the lens down and down and down until that far end falls into focus, which is about there. Now what's happened now is we've had a few issues. One is that the composition's slightly changed. We're going to correct that at the back, just a little bit, there we go. And the focus at the bottom's moved, so now we're going to refocus at our nearest point. There we go. Now the one at the top's gone, so we're going to refocus there. And what we're going to do now is keep going top to bottom, focusing in and out until both areas fall into perfect focus. And what's happening here is the angle from the sensor to here, we're drawing a converging line with the lens board. Okay, and that's how we're going to get perfect focus. So we're just going to have a little look up here. Not too bad at all. You'll notice the live view is not quite working here. And the reason for that is we're using a bit of a Frankenstein system of cables whilst I wait for my good tether cables to arrive. There we go, that's now in focus at the top. Let's grab a quick frame and we'll check critical focus now. So you see that all blurry up there? as the big old file comes in. All sharp up here and almost sharp down there. Need a little bit more adjustment, but you can see the difference already. So we'll go back into live view and we're using that gold roses at the top as my sort of, this is the top of the frame. So again, we use the rise and fall at the rear of the camera. There we go. Just need to slightly adjust the focus. Perfect. That looks good to me. Let's grab another frame of this. Also check through the EV. That looks good. I'm slowly coming on to the EV sort of as a viewfinder. I'm starting to enjoy it. There's still a lot I don't know about this camera. We're still getting to grips with it. There we go. So now you can see the entire frame has come into focus. So we'll take that focus mask off, do a quick zoom in, and you'll see that everything, same aperture, same f-stop, same camera settings. And where this is really useful is some lenses and some cameras are rubbish at f16, you want f8. If I open this lens up, I'm not going to lose focus by f8 because we've twisted the whole plane of focus. Now I'm going to do a whole heap of extra information over on Patreon because it's so niche, because this is like one of a million things a camera like this can do that we use as pro photographers. But this is so useful, and being able to do this without focus stacking is great. If we've got plates of food in front of us and they want the whole plate of food in focus, sitting here for an hour focus stacking, putting it into the software, checking it's focus stacked on set before moving to the next shot, because we can't go home, try and focus stack it and go, oh, we've missed a frame in there. That's not an option. So this just makes it so much quicker. Now, does everybody need it? For sure, no. If you're shooting sports, there's David, the Getty photographer, he shoots on a 4x5 technical camera like this and produces amazing work. But not everyone needs to. It's not a necessity, but this is how we do it. If you're ever wondering, how do they get these tack sharp images, super detailed? It's not bigger sensors and bigger lenses, it's technical cameras or tilt shift lenses. You know, that's the real difference here. Now, head over to the Patreon below if you want to see the rest of this video for free. I'm not going to put it behind a paywall, where we can learn a little bit more about this camera.